Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that we link with a January transfer move to Arsenal. New week, and will we get any sort of transfer activity? As I said, day in, day out, Mikel Arteta has very intelligently, I suppose, been playing down lots of the rumour, lots of transfer talk. I think every Arsenal fan kind of accepts that this month there's not going to be a lot of transfer activity. There never is in January, but it's going to be very interesting to see who leaves and also to see who does come in. I do get the feeling that somebody, maybe one or two players may come in, but at the moment, you're not really getting a lot of clues exactly as to who those players are. And Mikel Arteta is really keeping the cards close to his chest. On players on the way out, listen, there's already been a couple of loan moves. Smith Rowe went out on loan last week, John Jules, and there looks to be more movement again this week. Now, the big one that looks like he could be on his way out is Shkodran Mustafi. Mustafi still being linked today with a move to Galatasaray. It's said to be, this has looked like it could be the crunch week for this deal because his agent's flying out to Turkey to hold talks with Galatasaray to try and seal the move. Now, Galatasaray desperately need a centre-back. They lost their main centre-back, Christian Luyendama, correction. Luyendama, he suffered from an ACL back in November and he's out for the rest of the season. And they really do need a centre-back. Mustafi fits what they're trying to do perfectly. He's available. Arsenal want to sell him, and it seems like the perfect time to get the deal done. As I said, Arsenal want to sell him. They don't want to loan him. They would like to just recoup what they can back on him. They're not going to get anywhere near the £35 million that they paid for him. But listen, I think they've just settled for the fact now that, you know, we've got a player. His contract is running down. He's got a year left after this season. And wherever we get for him, let's just get for him and get those wages, those high wages that he's on, over £90,000 a week off of the wage bill. So I think it really is crunch week. We're really going to find out whether this deal happens or not. It could also be a loan deal. It could be that Galatasaray say, right, we'll take him on loan from now till the end of the season. But as I said, Arsenal really looking for a permanent move for him. I think, as I've been repeating day after day, it'd be best for both parties. Let the guy go and play football. Let us take off of our hands a player that's simply not playing and just simply not, it's just not suited to Arsenal right now. Another Arsenal defender who could be on his way out is Mavropanos. Now, Konstantinos Mavropanos, he's set for a loan over to the German Bundesliga with a.f.c. Nuremberg. Now, this rumour is out there according to the German publication called Bild, which is normally quite reliable. They're saying that the 22-year-old will be joining Nuremberg on a loan from now till the end of the season. There was a lot of clubs over there in Germany that were after Mavropanos on loan. Werder Bremen's one of those clubs. Dusseldorf and also Hanover. They all of those clubs wanted to take him on loan, but it looks like Nuremberg have won the race to get him. Stuttgart was also a club that wanted him, and if you remember, Stuttgart's the club where Sven Mislintat works for now. Of course, Mislintat was instrumental in bringing in Mavropanos, one of the players that he spotted, and we know how good he is at doing that. And they wanted to get him on loan, but very interesting that loan was blocked in favour of Nuremberg. Is that still Arsenal not too happy with the way Mislintat left? I remember they had a bit of dispute when they went. But Mavropanos is going to be moving to Nuremberg on loan. And the interesting thing as well is that Arsenal want him back at the end of that. There apparently has been offers to buy Mavropanos, but Arsenal want to send him out on loan, want to get him game time. This guy's simply not played at Arsenal, has he? He's just like been injured time after time again and has simply not played at Arsenal. And Arsenal apparently on Mikel Arteta and that, they still, think there's a player in there and just want to get him out there, get him some game time and see what he can do and see if he is a player that can come back and do a job at Arsenal. So he will be going out on loan. So that's 2 defenders going out. And as I said, surely Arsenal going to bring in another centre-back. Now, one of those centre-backs that Arsenal have been heavily linked with was the Juventus centre-back, Mary Demiral. He only joined Juventus this season, but has been not been getting the loads of game time, but in recent times been starting a lot of games. Now, I think this deal now is definitely dead in the water. He played against Roma in the 2-1 win that Juventus had over them on the weekend, and he suffered what looks like could be a serious injury. He was stretchered off. He actually scored in the game, but he was stretchered off before the end. And Maurizio Sarri, the ex-Chelsea manager who's now manager of Juventus, was more or less suggesting that the injury is a serious one, and that rules out any possible move, which was looking very unlikely anyway, for Demiral to move out to Arsenal or anywhere else on loan this January. So that one's not going to be happening. So going to be really interesting to see if Arsenal bring in a centre-back, and if they do, who that centre-back's going to be, because, it's getting less and less the players out there that are available. And talking of Serie A in Italy, I spoke about this rumour yesterday. It's still flying all around the place. The Turkish playmaker Hakan Çalhanoğlu of AC Milan, 25. We spoke about this one yesterday, right? And all I did was I quoted what he's been labelled over the years. When he sort of first burst onto the scene, when he was doing bits over there in Germany, they were calling him the new Mesut Ozil. And it made me laugh yesterday to see, and today to see like this story where it says, Arsenal fans fuming, right? It said, AFTV labelling this player the new Mesut Ozil, and then it goes. This is a lot of stories that you see nowadays. It goes on then to take a couple of tweets from Arsenal fans where they're saying, "Oh, he's not the new Mesut Ozil. Come on, AFTV." Listen, we never labelled him the new Mesut Ozil. This is what he's been called in the past. We know he's not a patch on Mesut Ozil, and it hasn't worked out for him at AC Milan. It definitely hasn't worked out for him, and that is why it's said to be that they may be willing for him to go out on a loan move, and Arsenal said to be a club that are interested in bringing him in. As I said yesterday, I don't really see, if we've already got Ozil, why try and bring in the new Mesut Ozil. It's just not a player we need right now. We just don't need this guy right now. We've got Ozil. You stick with Ozil. As I said yesterday, Ozil, he never ever gets injured. And also, don't forget, we've got Dani Ceballos as well, who's going to be coming back off of injury as well. So it just wouldn't be, for me, a sensible, well, it just doesn't seem a sensible move unless we were going to be playing him elsewhere in that midfield. I mean, one thing, what we discussed yesterday, me and some friends were discussing, is that Arsenal really don't score enough goals from midfield. And even though Ozil's a brilliant player, he just doesn't weigh in with enough goals. And since Aaron Ramsey's left, those goals from midfield have really dried up. And we really are relying on our attackers, or there's nothing from midfield. So could they be looking at this guy maybe as an option? But then looking at his record at AC Milan, hasn't exactly scored a lot of goals there either. So that rumour persists today. Again, I find it highly unlikely, but who knows? Eddie Nketiah is weighing up his future this week as well. Where is he going to go out on loan? He's got everybody chasing him. Bristol City, Nottingham Forest, should I say, not Notts Forest, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, Aston Villa or Norwich. Which one of those clubs is he going to join? All of them are very, very interested in signing him. The Championship clubs are very hot for him. The Premier League clubs are considering him. I think we're going to find out this week exactly where Eddie Nketiah is going to end up. And finally, that rumour that I spoke about yesterday, again, still all over the place, for Christian Kabasele of Watford. Didn't actually play yesterday in Watford's 3-0 win over Bournemouth. Watford going great guns at the moment, looking like they could get out of trouble. As I said, he didn't play in that game. So and it wasn't because of anything like they're looking to sell him or anything like that. It's simply he was serving a ban, because of the amount of yellow cards he's picked up. It wasn't to do with they've taken him out because they're going to sell him. However, there are rumours that, lots of clubs are looking at him and interested in signing him. And he joined Watford from Genk in 2016 for £6 million. And he said that Watford, if they got a good offer, they might be interested in taking it. And as I said, it's starting to look like Watford are going to get themselves out of this relegation trouble. But would they risk selling one of their best defenders? And, yes, they're doing great at the moment. They're out of the bottom three, but they're not out of it yet. There's still a lot of games to play. So, again, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if Watford did that unless it was a big amount of money came in. And is Christian Kabasele the answer? So still interested in the January transfer window for Arsenal for the mere fact that there's lots of rumours flying around, but nothing that seems like definite at the moment. Nothing that really stands out. And it's going to be really interesting to see what Mikel Arteta does in this January transfer window. Thanks for watching the show. We will be back tomorrow. Make sure you check out all the other excellent content here on AFTV, and we'll be back.